Here, my resignation. I'm leaving for another company, effective immediately.
Reina Sato didn't blink. She simply extended her hand, waiting for the letter, but as she took the folded paper, her fingers betrayed a tiny tremor.
I've accepted a senior role at a competitor. More pay, more responsibility.
You've been here 2 years. You'd throw away everything you've built for a slightly better title?
It's more than a title. I have to think about my future.
He turned, ready to walk out and never look back. That's when her hand shot out.
I need you here. I need you here.
Reina froze, her own voice a stranger's. She looked as horrified as he felt, as if the words had been torn from somewhere deep inside her.
Did she just... That wasn't supposed to happen. Not like this.
Yuto saw the tears before she could hide them. Her violet eyes shimmered, and for a moment, the Ice Queen looked utterly human.
Forget what I said. It was a slip. It means nothing.
Why did you say that? You never break composure, not for anyone.
Don't read into it. I simply don't want to lose a trained employee, that's all.
That's not what it sounded like. You were begging. That was real.
I've said enough. Leave. Now. This conversation is over.
Yuto hesitated, his feet rooted to the floor, but the command in her voice was absolute.
She's hiding something. That wasn't just about losing an employee. There's something deeper.
He walked out, the door clicking shut behind him, leaving her alone in the orange glow of the empty office.
I won't leave without answers. Something is broken behind that mask, and I'm going to find out what...
The marketing floor stretched in silence, emergency lights casting pale pools. Yuto's footsteps echoed off empty cubicles.
I need you here. The words replayed. That wasn't a boss. That was someone terrified to be alone.
At his apartment, he sat at the small desk. The night's silence felt heavier than any scolding.
2 years, not one word of praise. But those tears, they weren't for a stranger.
He lay on his bed, moonlight striping the ceiling. The fan spun steadily, but sleep stayed far away.
Every brutal mark on my reports. Could that have been her way of shaping me? I'll ask the competitor for 1 week. Just 7 days to find the truth behind that mask.
He wrote on a sticky note, 1 week, then decide. It was reckless, but necessary. He returned to bed, the note stuck to his headboard. Finally, exhaustion pulled him under. Tomorrow, he'd ask for 1 more week. For the truth, not the job.
Morning. I'll request a 1-week handover. Just enough time to uncover her secret.
Reina was already at her desk, the sunrise glinting off her silver watch, looking as if she hadn't slept.
I'm not leaving immediately. I'll stay for a week to finish the transition. Consider it a courtesy.
A whole week? Very well. Use the time however you see fit.
Later, Yuto approached Tanaka, the senior associate whose desk was always piled with reports.
Tanaka-san, can I ask you about my hiring? It always felt unusual.
Unusual? Ha! Reina saw your college thesis and went straight to HR. She demanded they hire you.
He gestured to a bound copy on Reina's shelf, Yuto's thesis, marked with sticky notes.
She never does favors. But for you, she bent every rule. That's not normal.
She's been watching me since day 1. This wasn't just a job, it was her plan.
That evening, Yuto pulled his old project files. Red ink covered every page, but beneath it, blue corrections.
Reina's handwriting. She didn't just mark errors, she rewrote entire sections.
A sticky note fluttered from a report. Yuto's idea is good. I'll rewrite to make it shine. R, a tiny smiley.
She left a smiley face on my work. The Ice Queen, who never smiles.
He checked the server logs. Reina had accessed his files at 2 a.m., night after night. At his apartment, the pages covered the desk. The evidence was overwhelming.
Every harsh critique was a cover. She rebuilt my reports in secret. If she wanted credit, she could have taken it. Instead, she hid it all. But why? What does she get from protecting me like this?
The competitor's deadline loomed, but Yuto didn't answer. He had a deeper mystery to solve now. The next morning, Yuto walked into Reina's office and set the folder with the sticky note on her desk.
I found this in my old files. Your handwriting. You rewrote my reports. Why?
Does that surprise you? I review the work of promising employees. It's routine.
This isn't just review. You left a smiley face. You fast-tracked my hire. Tell me the truth.
I saw potential. That's all. Don't romanticize a simple professional interest.
Then why hide it? Why work at 2 a.m.? You could have just told me.
It wasn't relevant. You've overthought this. This meeting is over.
She turned her back, but her voice held a tremor she couldn't quite hide.
That tremor. She's lying. There's something she's terrified of saying.
He left, but the stalemate only sharpened his desire to uncover the real reason. Yuto found Tanaka in the break room later that day, nursing a cold coffee. He needed more than rumors.
Tanaka-san, has Reina ever sacrificed something for an employee? I mean, like a promotion?
Sacrifice. Now that you mention it, there was a director role in Osaka. She turned it down. Twice.
Twice? That's director level. Why would she give that up?
I heard she told management she couldn't abandon her team, but that was right after you joined.
That evening, Yuto accessed the internal promotion archives. Reina's record was there. 2 declined offers.
Both times, the first was 2 months after I started. The second was a year later.
One email read, "I declined the offer. My current team still needs me. Reina Sato."
My team. That was us. That was me. She stayed for me. But why?
The evidence was staggering, but the true motive remained shrouded. Yuto knew he had to go deeper. Late that night, an anonymous internal email arrived in Yuto's inbox. No name, just a subject, proof of her sacrifice. He opened it. Inside was a single screenshot, an email from Reina Sato, timestamped 2 years ago. The email read, "I cannot abandon my current team. Reina Sato, a director role, declined."
2 years ago. That was just months after I started. She turned down a directorship. For me?
The chain revealed she'd been offered the role twice. Both times she refused, citing team stability.
This wasn't just loyalty. She chained herself to this department, to me.
He sat back, the screen glow the only light. The anonymous sender had given undeniable proof.
Someone leaked this. They wanted me to see it. But why?
But the true question lingered. What could be worth sacrificing that kind of power?
I need to confront her. But not yet. Not without a plan.
The following evening, the office was silent again. Reina sat alone, her desk lamp the only island of light in the dusk.
An anonymous email sent me this. Your declined promotion, twice, right after I was hired.
Where did you get that? That's internal. Who sent it to you?
It doesn't matter who. What matters is why. You gave up a director role for the team. For me. Why?
The team needed stability. My decision was purely managerial. You're reading too much into this.
Managerial? You rewrote my reports at midnight. You fast-tracked my hire. Now this? It's not just work.
Believe what you want. It changes nothing. I won't discuss this further.
But even as she spoke, a tremor ran through her posture, the tight coiling of someone afraid of shattering.
I'll be here until Friday. You can't run forever. I'm not leaving until I know the real reason.
Her silence was louder than any confession. He left, the weight of unspoken secrets pressing against the office walls. The next morning, Yuto's phone buzzed on his desk. Competitor Inc. glowed on the screen.
This is Yuto. You're raising it again? And you need an answer by Friday?
The voice on the other end promised a promotion, a salary bump, and a hard deadline. Friday, or the deal was off.
Friday. Less than 3 days. I have to decide between my future and staying for a mystery.
The call clicked off, leaving him in silence. The office hummed with the ordinary, a stark contrast to his turmoil. He found Tanaka in the break room, pouring his third cup. The old associate always had a knowing look.
Tanaka-san, the competitor wants a final answer by Friday. I don't know if I should take it.
That's already a decision, Yuto. If you were sure, you'd have said yes. And a woman like Reina doesn't sacrifice for just anyone.
He's right. This isn't just about a job anymore. But what am I holding on to?
He walked back to his desk, the clock now a palpable presence. The answer was somewhere behind Reina's icy mask, and he had less than 3 days to find it. Throughout the day, Yuto found his eyes drifting toward Reina's office. There was something different in the way she moved.
Once, Our eyes met, and she looked away faster than anyone I've ever seen.
And when he mentioned the Friday deadline during a team check-in, her hand had trembled. Just slightly, but he saw it.
That tremble. The same one from that first night. She's terrified of something.
That evening, the office emptied. Yuto stayed late under the pretense of work. He couldn't leave yet. A sliver of light cut across the dark hallway from her door. He approached silently. Inside, Reina was hunched over his old project files, pen in hand, hair slightly disheveled.
He'll be fine without me. He's talented. I needed a little more time.
She's rewriting my old work again, even now. She can't let go.
His heart pounded as he stepped back into the shadows. He had seen enough, too much, and not enough. The next morning, the office hummed with its usual rhythm. Yuto left his desk not to work, but to test a theory.
I've been considering the competitor's offer. They've raised it again. I think I'll accept.
Reina's mask slipped for a fraction of a second, a flash of raw panic, before she locked it down. Her hand, gripping the pen, shook like a leaf in a storm. She couldn't stop it.
I see. A reasonable choice.
That tremor. There it is. She's barely holding on. The ice is cracking.
She stood abruptly, her chair scraping the floor, and mumbled an excuse about a meeting she didn't have.
She didn't even try to hide it. It's personal. It's always been personal.
The pen lay discarded on the desk, still vibrating from the force of her grip. A silent alarm. He had his answer. But the real battle wasn't over. He needed to hear it from her own lips. Yuto pulled the worn, sticky note from his pocket. The tiny smiley seemed to mock him, a fragment of something she never showed.
I asked her about this before. She brushed it off. But after today, she can't pretend anymore.
He found her in her office, back to the door, a statue carved from ice and exhaustion.
This note. You left a smiley. You never smile at anyone. Not like this. Why me?
It was a moment of folly. I was proud of that work. I wasn't thinking.
You were proud of me. You wanted me to succeed. Isn't that the truth?
Yes, I wanted you to succeed. More than common sense. You had potential I couldn't abandon.
That's more than professional interest. You cared. You still care. Just say it.
I did. I do. But it doesn't change anything. Please, stop asking.
She turned away, but the crack was wide enough now. He had seen the truth she wouldn't name. Yuto found Tanaka at his desk, the sticky note burning a hole in his pocket.
Tanaka-san, I need another perspective. This note, she left a smiley face. Have you ever seen her do that?
A smiley face? From Reina? Unheard of. She doesn't do that for anyone. Not in 10 years.
So it is just me. Every hidden gesture points to something she won't say.
She watches you like you're a project she can't stop working on. It's not normal.
But she won't admit it. She said she cared, but it was just professional.
Reina's just professional means she'll rewrite your career at midnight. If that's professional, I'm a poet.
He's right, but there's something still missing. A final answer she's hiding.
Yuto thanked him and walked away, the pieces closer than ever, yet frustratingly out of reach. The truth was almost clear. He just needed to break through the last wall. That afternoon, Yuto spotted Reina walking down the hall. He called out, but she only quickened her pace.
Reina, please, just 1 minute. That's all I need.
She didn't stop. The sound of her heels echoed through the empty corridor, a door slamming without a sound.
She's dodging me. With every hour that passes, the competitor's clock gets louder.
The desk calendar was merciless. Thursday circled in red. Tomorrow was the final deadline. His phone buzzed. The screen read, "We need your answer by Friday noon, Yuto. Don't keep us waiting."
I'm cornered. If she won't talk, I'll be forced to leave. But I can't make myself say yes.
He stared at Reina's door, the frosted glass hiding her like an icy fortress.
Yet whenever I think of walking away, I see her tears that first night. She's in there somewhere.
He couldn't leave. Not yet. Not without the final piece of the puzzle she hid so desperately. The clock ticked louder. Before the day ended, Yuto made one last stop, a quiet desk in HR where records were kept. A senior clerk shared. Reina mentored a few. But for you, she rewrote everything. She even asked to be your direct supervisor.
She didn't just hire me, she positioned herself to watch over me. For 2 years,
The clerk had added, almost to herself, the only other person she ever smiled at like that, before shutting her mouth.
even HR sees it. The pieces are there, the rewrites, the promotions declined. That's Smiley. But they're not enough.
The final answer wasn't in HR archives. It was locked inside something far more private.
Her personal computer, that's where she'd hide it. The words she can't say aloud.
It was a line he'd never crossed. But tomorrow was Friday noon. The deadline was a wall and a door at once.
I'll wait until she leaves tonight. Then I'll find the truth, even if it costs me everything.
He had crossed from investigation into something far more dangerous: invasion. But the truth was worth the risk. At last, the heavy door of the floor clicked shut. Reina's footsteps faded into the stairwell. The office was his. Yuto slipped inside, the door barely whispering shut. The air was still charged with her presence. On the polished desk, a leather-bound notebook lay open, its pages filled with her neat script.
His name. In the margins, over and over. Like she couldn't stop writing it.
And there, glowing softly on her computer monitor, a single icon, a folder labeled with his name.
A folder with my name. Not department or projects, just me.
His hand hovered over the mouse, every heartbeat a countdown. Crossing this line would change everything.
But if I don't open it, I'll always wonder, and she'll never tell me the truth.
He clicked. The folder opened, a cascade of draft emails filling the screen. Dozens of them. The first subject line glowed, words he never expected to see. The subject line read, "Yuto, I can't stop thinking about you."
This isn't work. This is something else. Something raw.
He opened another. "Every day with you is painful because I can't tell you how I feel."
She wrote this months ago. All those cold stares were just cover.
Another draft. "I turned down the directorship because leaving Osaka meant leaving you."
That's it. The real reason. She chained herself here for me.
The final draft. "I love you, Yuto. I've loved you since the first report. I've been rewriting your life ever since."
She loves me. The Ice Queen loves me.
He sat frozen, the screen blurring as everything he thought he knew about Reina Sato shattered and rebuilt.
What do I do now? She's kept this locked away, and I broke in.
He left her office untouched, the screen dark like a secret kept. At his apartment, he collapsed onto the bed, staring at the ceiling.
Every harsh critique, every red mark, every night she rewrote my work, it wasn't disappointment. It was devotion. She hid it so deeply I almost walked away. She gave up a directorship twice for me. And her coldness? It wasn't ice. It was fear. Fear of crossing that line between manager and something more.
He pulled himself up and moved to the small desk. The lamp flicked on, chasing the shadows.
I won't leave. Not for a title. Not for a salary. She's been fighting alone for 2 years. Tomorrow, I'll tell the competitor no. Then I'll tell Reina I know the truth, and that it changes everything.
For the first time in days, his chest felt light. The puzzle had solved itself, and the picture was her. He sat in the lamp's glow, waiting for the dawn that would bring a new beginning. Dawn broke pale and certain through his window. Yuto picked up his phone before his coffee had cooled.
This is Yuto. I'm calling to give my final answer. I won't be accepting the offer.
The recruiter countered with one last raise and a signing bonus. Yuto didn't hesitate.
I'm sure my answer is no. Thank you for the opportunity.
The line clicked. The bridge burned. And for the first time all week, the air tasted sweet.
I did it. I chose her, even before she knows what she means to me.
He pocketed his phone. The office awaited, and so did Reina. At his desk, the morning light was the same, but everything else had shifted. His phone buzzed with a final counteroffer. He didn't even look.
Now I just need to find the right moment to tell her. No more secrets.
With a calm he hadn't felt in days, Yuto walked to Reina's office and pushed the door open without knocking.
I'm not going anywhere. The competitor called. I told them my answer is no.
Reina stared, the pen slipping from her nerveless fingers and hitting the desk with a sharp crack.
You rejected them? After everything? That was your guaranteed path up the ladder.
I found something here that's worth more than a title. Something I was too blind to see.
He stepped closer. the distance between them shrinking to a charged inch.
Reina, I need to talk to you. Really talk. Have dinner with me tonight, please.
For a long moment, she was frozen in amber. Then, a tiny nod, her eyes suddenly wet. The office seemed to exhale. The longest silence was over, and a different kind had just begun. Later that afternoon, the team gathered in the main meeting room. The air was thick with rumors about his departure. Yuto stood at the head of the table, the resignation letter long since shredded. He took a breath.
I have an announcement. I was offered a senior role at a competitor, and I considered leaving.
Reina stiffened in her chair, her fingers interlocking so tightly the knuckles went white.
But I've declined. I'm staying with this team. This is where I belong.
Scattered applause broke out around the table. Tanaka's cheer was the loudest. And then, in the noise, Reina's mask cracked. A tear slid down her cheek before she could stop it.
He's really staying? For me? No, for the team. But his eyes said something else.
Yuto caught her eye across the table and gave a small nod. The dinner invitation now hung in the air like a promise. The meeting dissolved into chatter. But for them, a threshold had been crossed. The real conversation still awaited. As the meeting dispersed, Yuto found Reina lingering near her office door, her fingers fidgeting with a cufflink.
Tonight, right? The place we talked about? I'll be there.
She nodded curtly, but the tremor was there, a tiny earthquake in her fingers that she couldn't still. Yuto noticed the fine shaking, a mirror of that first night. The Ice Queen was still afraid, but now of something else.
She's terrified, but she's still saying yes. This is the bravest thing I've seen her do.
There's a quiet restaurant near the station. I'll send you the address.
7 o'clock. I'll find it. And Reina, thank you for giving me a reason.
The words hung between them, too heavy for the hallway, too light for what they both feared.
This is it. No more games. Tonight, I'll lay everything bare.
At 7, they met at a small Italian restaurant. Candlelight flickered between them like a secret.
Thank you for coming. I've been wanting to say this for 2 years. You made me who I am as a marketer.
It was just work. Any manager would have done the same.
No. You rewrote my reports. You stayed at the office until dawn. That wasn't just management.
You're exaggerating. I'm efficient, that's all.
She's fencing with me, but her walls are made of glass. I can see the cracks.
The silence stretched, filled with the clink of silverware and unsaid things.
And the promotion in Osaka, twice. You turned it down. Don't tell me that was efficient.
I told you before, the team needed stability.
Yuto set down his fork. The real conversation was about to start, and he couldn't wait any longer.
Reina, I did something I shouldn't have. I looked at your computer. I read the drafts in your personal folder.
Her face drained of color, then flooded crimson. The wine glass trembled violently in her grip.
You invaded my privacy? Those were private. How dare you?
Other diners glanced over as she stood, but Yuto's voice remained steady, his eyes never leaving hers.
I'm sorry. It was wrong. But I couldn't live without knowing the truth. Those emails changed everything for me.
What truth? Those were just stupid feelings I should have deleted.
You said you love me. That you've loved me since the first report. That's not nothing.
The words hung between them, as harsh and real as the candle flame. She sank back down, shaking. He reached across the table but didn't touch. The real answer was still hers to give. Reina's hands kept trembling. The cold she wore for years had finally thawed into something raw.
I stayed distant because I'm your boss. If anyone knew, it would ruin both of us. I tried to be cold so you'd hate me. It was easier than admitting I was terrified of losing you.
Her voice cracked on the word losing, as if it had been buried for centuries.
I don't care about ranks. You gave me a future, Reina. That's worth any risk.
That's what I told myself. I was protecting you. But I was just a coward.
Yuto's hand edged forward. The space between them was electrified.
You're not a coward. You stayed when you could have left. That takes more courage than running.
She looked at him, tears still falling, but a fragile smile was beginning to form. The miles had shrunk to inches, and for the first time, she didn't pull away.
Let's not define anything tonight. We take things slow. But I want you to know I'm not leaving your side.
Slow. I can do that. But I'm still your boss during the day. Nothing can look different.
Agreed. Nobody at work will know. But after hours, I want to know the woman behind the ice.
A real smile, small and fragile, flickered on Reina's lips, the first genuine one he'd ever seen from her.
Don't expect this often, but thank you for not letting me chase you away.
His fingertips brushed hers across the table, barely a touch, but it said everything.
I'll walk you to the station. But before that, can I ask one more thing?
What? You already know everything embarrassing about me.
Delete those drafts, then write me a new one. No more hiding.
They left the restaurant and walked back to the office building where her car was parked. The lobby was silent, lit only by dim exit signs.
We're alone, but the walls have eyes. Tomorrow at work, she'll be my boss again. I have to remember.
The elevator doors opened onto the empty lobby. They stepped inside, and the doors closed behind them. Inside the mirrored box, they stood side by side, not touching. The silence was louder than any confession.
I can hear her breathing. This is harder than any boardroom.
He's right there. If I just reached out, but I promised to go slow.
The numbers lit up one by one, agonizingly slow. Neither pressed an emergency stop, but the thought flickered in both their minds.
Thank you for walking me. You didn't have to.
I wanted to. I meant what I said. We'll figure this out.
The elevator continued its descent, carrying them toward a future neither had dared imagine a week ago.
Reina, I just want to say thank you for everything you never said out loud.
After all you discovered, you're the one thanking me? That's absurd.
Not absurd. You gave me a career and hid your own heart behind it. That's more than any boss would do.
Her composure shattered. A sob escaped, raw and unguarded, as both hands flew to cover her face. Through her trembling fingers, a smile broke free, bright, tear-streaked, beautiful.
Yuto, you stayed. You really stayed.
Those 4 words held everything: 2 years of fear, sacrifice, and a love she never dared voice.
She's not my boss right now. She's just Reina, the woman who's been loving me in secret.
The Ice Queen had melted, and for the first time in the quiet of that descending elevator, she let him see it. He stared at her, memorizing the first real smile she'd ever given him.
I've never seen you smile. Not like this. It was worth every second of doubt.
His hand lifted, hesitant, and then his fingers brushed her sleeve.
I'm glad I stayed. I'm glad it was you.
Her hands fell away. Tears still streaked her cheeks, but the smile remained, bright and unguarded.
I was so afraid you'd leave. I almost lost you to my own fear.
For a long moment, they just looked at each other, the elevator humming, the world forgotten.
This is real. She's real. And she's been here all along.
He opened his hand, not to grab, but to wait. An invitation. And in the mirrored walls, their reflections stood closer than before, a silent understanding forming. A soft chime echoed through the elevator as the floor indicator blinked. The mirrored walls reflected the end of their quiet sanctuary.
Are you okay, Reina? You look like you've just weathered a hurricane.
I think I did, but the hurricane was inside me, and it's finally over. Thank you for staying, for not letting me push you away.
I'm not going anywhere. This is where I want to be, with you.
With a soft ding, the doors parted, revealing the cold, empty lobby. He gestured ahead. After you. She stepped out, and he followed, the elevator closing behind them.
The office will be waiting tomorrow, with all its rules. But tonight, none of that matters.
They walked side by side into the silence, a new chapter stirring between them. Their footsteps echoed through the deserted lobby, a quiet rhythm that seemed to match the beating of their hearts.
She's right here, not as a boss, but as the woman who hid her heart all this time.
The glass doors revealed a sky scattered with stars, the cool night air pressing gently against the pane.
It's colder than I expected, but not unpleasantly so.
Feels like the first real night of my life. I don't want it to end.
They paused at the threshold, neither reaching for the door. The outside world could wait a moment longer.
Tomorrow I'll see him across the office, and we'll have to pretend. But tonight is real.
Whatever comes tomorrow, we face it together. even if it means just a nod in the hallway.
Thank you. For everything. For not giving up on me.
The night wrapped around them, a velvet promise. Neither was ready to step through the door.
Let me walk you to your car. I'm not ready to say goodnight just yet.
I never imagined I'd be walking with you like this. All those nights I sat alone, drafting emails I'd never send.
I read them, every word, and I'm still here. That has to count for something.
I was so certain that if you knew, you'd run. So I made myself cold. I'm sorry it took me so long.
They reached her car, the city glittering beyond. The night air felt charged with new possibilities.
I think I can breathe now. It's like a weight I didn't know I was carrying is finally gone.
Tomorrow, I'll be your junior again. But tonight, I'm someone you can trust.
She nodded, and for a long moment, they simply stood there. No more walls, no more masks. Then she climbed into her car, and as she drove away, he saw her smile in the rearview mirror. The Ice Queen was gone. A week later, the office hummed with its usual morning bustle. Yuto sat at his desk, coffee in hand, a quiet anticipation in the air.
She'll be passing by any minute. We've kept our distance, but I can feel the change.
Sure enough, Reina walked by, documents in hand, her posture still commanding but no longer rigid.
Good morning, Yuto. Could you have the quarterly report on my desk by 11?
Of course. I've already finalized the numbers. You'll have it shortly.
Their eyes met, and for a fleeting second, she allowed a small, genuine smile to break through.
There it is. The Ice Queen is gone, but only I get to see this side of her.
He smiled back, and she moved on, the sound of her heels a familiar rhythm now. The day continued, but between them, an invisible thread of warmth wove quietly under the surface. Others might not notice, but for Yuto, the office had become a place of quiet promise. Late evenings settled over the office. Yuto stayed behind to finish a presentation, the floor silent around him. Without a word, Reina appeared at his side and set a steaming cup of coffee on the desk, then slid into the chair across from him.
You were working late. I thought you might need this.
She brought me coffee. No pretense, no cold mask, just her.
They worked in comfortable silence, the only sounds the click of keyboards and the distant hum of the city.
I'm glad you're here, Yuto. More than I can say.
Me too. This is exactly where I want to be.
Their hands brushed on the desk, a gentle, fleeting touch that said everything. Outside the window, the sunset painted the sky orange and pink, and the Ice Queen was no longer frozen.